Elon Musk's SpaceX successfully launched ISRO's advanced communication satellite gsat-20, also known as the gsat-N2, this morning. Carrying the operational lifespan of 14 years, the satellite was launched at 12:01 a.m. today from the Canaveral Space Force Station in Florida. The launch marks the first commercial collaboration between ISRO and SpaceX. The satellite is officially designed to meet the needs of remote regions of India, covering the whole country, including Andaman and Nicobar and Lakshadweep Islands. The gsat-20 was launched by New Space India Limited, which is an Indian government company and also the commercial arm of ISRO. This mission is part of the demand-driven mode of the NSIL, which aims to fulfill the service needs of the user. The satellite will help in enhancing the broadband services and will also contribute to Indian smart cities and their missions. We'll talk about this with our guest. Joining us on the show is Mr. Ram Srivastav, who is the former ISRO scientist, Wing Commander S. Sudhakaran, former Indian Air Force, CEO of QGates Technologies, also joins us on the show. Mr. P.K. Ghosh, space strategist, also with us on the program. Thank you, gentlemen, for being a part of this conversation. Mr. Srivastav, this is a great beginning. SpaceX, of course, a very, very futuristic mode that they have adopted, and Elon Musk has been the, the purveyor of futuristic ideas. What do you make of this collaboration, and how is this likely also to benefit our own endeavors when it comes to space ambitions?
This is going to be very wonderful efforts, because the reason is very simple. Our Prime Minister has given this directive that very soon the 5G internet connectivity will be made available to each and every part of India, and especially the northeast region, because of our Chinese dispute. Our army is deployed there. It is the remote area. It is being under some disturbances also. So very high quality communication link is to be needed there, and for that this particular satellite launch with the SpaceX is going to be very useful. Useful in the way that it is having high resolution. It has got 32 users lane, out of which 24 are given to rest of India. 8 lines, 8 beams are dedicated, spotted particularly for our defense purpose, which is very useful. All the time it is going to give you 48 gigabyte per second speed, which is pretty good. Though we could have launched our own satellite ISRO, but we have taken a special assignment with the this SpaceX. The reason is their Falcon 9, that rocket system is vertically launching, vertically landing, is very, very successful, and it is very precise and accurate. Its altitude, its location is very precisely deployed, and we have confirmed, our ISRO has confirmed that it is very successful. Its life is going to be for 14 years, and its weight is pretty nice. It is nearly 4,700 kilograms, and it is one example with the private organization under the umbrella of ISRO is going to give you very good results. The reason is we are moving in our economy with leaps and bounds, and for that it is very essential that whatever the projects are being taken up by the government, they should reach to the end and reach the ground level to every villager and the remote areas, including Lakshadweep, including Andaman, Nicobar, everywhere. So very soon this step is going to be one pioneer step in the private as well as government organization mixture, and this particularly Elon Musk, very, very futuristic man. His imagination, particularly that Tesla and that Starlink, that is wonderful. Starlink is now coming to India very soon. It will be very useful, and be sure this all effort they are made for, they make the humanity in welfare, and not only this, It is going to give development in each and every field, in commercial field as well as in social field, as well as in remote areas, defense system. So this is going to be one very good step, and I would like to congratulate our government, SpaceX, Elon Musk particularly, which is having very fine relations and very high hopes with India, because in SpaceX company, more than 12% scientists and engineers are working in SpaceX, which is going to be very useful. And with the new change in the government in US, it is going to be very beneficial for the welfare of our country.
Good point, sir. And I'm going to take a leaf out of what you just concluded. You concluded your thoughts with Wing Commander Sudhakaran, considering that Elon Musk is, going to be pulling a lot of weight as a part of the Department of Government Efficiency appointed by Donald Trump. This collaboration between India and SpaceX is obviously going to have compounded results for our space programs and missions as well. What do you think?
See, collaboration with a powerful partner and somebody who is growing at whose growth trajectory is very exponential, obviously will augur to well for anyone. China will be envious of the fact that we have got such deep collaboration and understanding with Musk, considering how Trump hates China. Even if Musk wants to have some kind of friendship with them, it is going to be difficult for him, given the fact that he is going to be part of the Dodge ministry in the Trump's setup. So it augurs well for India. It augurs well for our communication security, given the kind of throughput that we can get to remote areas. These are underserved areas. Most of these terrains are very hostile, very difficult to lay down conventional broadband technologies. People are disconnected. In fact, they are digitally excluded from the national mainstream. This technology is going to help them being included, and it's nice that India is today working towards connecting the last citizen in the border. That is one part. The second part is the kind of games that China is playing. I think this technology will do well to keep an eye on them, because our defense forces are sometimes operating in these terrains and they don't have enough communication needs. And today, gone are the days when we used to communicate with the old TA-57s with twisted pair cables, and then we wouldn't even be able to hear what the other end is talking. Today, all those things are gone when the army is already gone into the Network for Spectrum project. These kind of voice over IP communications can enable them to, you can spread your net centricity of warfare into these areas, which are actual battlegrounds for you. So it augurs well for us. It's I'm pretty sure that it was a well thought out move. While ISRO itself has the capability to launch, probably they've tested the efficacy of using the Falcon 9, which is a reusable launch rocket. ISRO would definitely want to have one of these rockets in their repositories as well, because reusability is something that ISRO is looking at. And what more, Elon Musk has created another magic of sorts by actually getting the booster go and dock back into that station. These are, being somebody from the missile background, these technologies amazes me. The way that he pulls off one after the other. He is after AGI, and sometimes I wonder, a country of 140 crore Indians, it's okay when we don't win medals in the Olympiads, but we can't lag in the technology race. We have to be right up there. Why can't we produce more such MNCs here? We have great technology companies which basically do trading. We need original thinkers. Make in India is all right. Let's start thinking in India. Let's start building India from our thought. We need to recapture the strategic thought leadership space. We need to have some original thoughts here, and these are projects which will do well to connect more people to the national mainstream, connect them digitally, give them that knowledge repository all these things will go well. And I kudos and congratulations to ISRO team, ISRO, for having pulled off one more marvel. I'm always proud of them, and hope that we ascend to greater trajectories.
Mr. Ghosh, your outlook towards this partnership, and how is this likely to transform or help us transform the pace of our space exploration as well as our space ambition?
I'm really heartened to hear, the enthusiastic response which has come from my co-panelists. But I always like to go back a little bit into history, and I'm always cautious whenever, we are treading new ground. And for us, Elon Musk is new ground. Now let us look at firstly we look at the political geostrategic issues, and then we will take on a little bit of the strategic issues. Obviously Elon Musk has come on into, after the election of Donald Trump, he's gone on to a very powerful position. He's got, along with Vivek Ramaswamy, he's got a huge task of cutting down $2 trillion from the US budget, and he is going to be immensely powerful. So we have smelled the coffee, so to say. And as it is, Elon is just itching to get into the vast market that is known as India. He's been trying for Tesla, he's been trying for Starlink, and now he's got Falcon to launch our gsat. What more could you ask for? So we are keen, but let us not forget our Atmanirbhar policy that we are following. Now, what happened in Kargil? They refused to give us the GPS. Then what happens to our missiles? Well, we have come a long way. We have tried to overcome these problems through our own technology advancements. I'm not going to go into details what we have done, but I'm just trying to remind you. Now, with Trump coming on, it's going to be trade, it is going to be deals, all this is going to be the primary factor. So let's take one by one. Starlink. Now Starlink, of course, hopes to get some 40,000 small in a mega constellation in LEO. Fair enough. What happens? Do you know what they have told India? They have told India that if you want the satellite linkage, please see that you get only 1% as a nominal charge. 1%? Now these are the small details which elude many of the common people who are looking into it deeper. What has Geo said? What about our local, of course there are big business houses. We had the auction, Spectrum auction, in which it was all very transparent. So if you have a case where you have just 1% of this thing coming on, revenues coming on for the government, what happens to the other business houses? What happens to our local this thing? What happens to the government? So we have got to come to a wire media. Out of the 64 responses, they asked for responses from the company, from the entire sector. 12 wanted auction, which is fair enough. Now, what will happen? You've got something known as the Star Shield for the defense forces. I don't know if you are aware of this. Now, Star Shield is a slightly different ball game. It is used in Ukraine, but Elon Musk likes to play it both sides. The moment he saw that Putin was not very happy with it, he restricted the Star Shield. He also told the Chinese that, look, even though the Taiwanese were giving them a lot of the components, he said, look, We will not use Starshield for Taiwan. Lovely, beautiful, balancing act what he does. Look at, by the way, do you know that Starlink is not used by Tesla? No, Starlink is not used by Tesla. Why? Because it is not line of sight, I'm sorry. So these are the smaller things that we have to look into. And where does the root and where does the solution lie? The solution lies in Atmanirbhar. Falcon 9 takes out about 8,000 kgs as payload for a geosynchronous orbit, and it takes out, it's slightly more than that actually, 22,000 kgs for a LEO. Where does our GSLV and now the new one NVL take on? We cannot go beyond 4 tons. That's why we have given the GSAT to Falcon. Earlier we were giving it to Ariane, but Ariane has got a problem with its launch platforms. So now we have shifted to Falcon. And why not? Because Trump is there. Because Elon Musk is there along with Trump. So you see how it all plays out. But we've got to remember one thing. We have got to boost our own capacity. We have got to see that our spacecrafts take on more payload. It is not good enough to use a Falcon every time. We can keep tom-tomming saying that, oh my God, Falcon did of course this was the 371st recovery of its first stage. All that, lovely, beautiful. But what is it for us? We have to build up our capacity, which the ISRO is doing. We are doing it partly. We have got a brilliant set of scientists, and I think they are doing a wonderful job. But the fact is that there is no alternative other than building up our own capacity. And let us not forget that. So the bottom line is Atmanirbhar, and let's not forget that, ever.
Those are good points. Mr. Srivastav, how would you respond to that? That obviously, it's good, it's ambitious, and it's definitely prudent at this point in time, considering our position, to tie up with Tesla and tie up with the SpaceX. But the fact of the matter is that true autonomy is what India should be aiming at.
Bilkul, certainly. We are moving towards that. Atmanirbhar Bharat scheme is working very well. One of the examples is this our hypersonic missiles, which we have developed indigenously with our Indian knowledge, technology, nothing, no external help is taken there. As far as the Falcon 9 is concerned, there are 2 things. Number one, a long-term scheme and immediate need. Today, immediate need is to have the link of high resolution network of 46 gigabyte per second. Immediately we need it for our defense purposes. 8 lines are reserved only for defense. We need it immediately because to make the efficiency of our army to the best in case of any war or anything. Even there is no war, then also we require it. Now 24 lines are given to the entire India, including Lakshadweep, but then the connectivity with the Lakshadweep is not that good. And similarly towards our Andaman and Nicobar. So immediate need is this. And one thing is there, Mr. Ghosh, I agree with you that we should go ahead with the Atmanirbhar Bharat, but be sure we are not going to be cheated by SpaceX owner, Mr. Elon Musk. We are aware of it. Today also, we know that very well. Whatever technology he has developed, they will come. We will be much ahead with that. Not only this, there are so many other sectors. Do you know that we are going to develop our own network, our own navigation system, with which our missiles can be deviated, can be controlled from the ground with the help of our own satellites. We are not going to be dependent on Russia or America. We are requiring immediate requirement because of the this commercial wing of our ISRO, the New India Space Limited. That is one factor where the retired scientist, because in government service, retirement age is only 60 years. And by the time the person is getting a lot of knowledge, experience, he's retired. Now, because of the private sector contribution, that knowledge, that ability, their intelligentsia is now used. And in these private sectors, if you will go, you will find retired scientists of reputed immense publications. They are working there day and night. And this is one of the reasons Atmanirbhar Bharat is now not only working only one particular sector, in all the sectors. Do you know that we are selling the Pinaka? We are selling even these BrahMos. In Philippines has purchased them. This hypersonic missile, even the France is now interested in purchasing it.
Right,
so
sir.
our nation is moving in the right direction, and we must not have any doubt on our lawmakers and the policymakers. Our defense policy is very strong, very rigid. Those days have gone back when we were borrowing a DPS and they were not giving. Today, we can provide everything. We are not purchasing the only weapons. We are purchasing the technology and we are improving it.
Absolutely,
now,
sir.
Entire efforts are on artificial intelligence, IoT, and its application in defense. There are a lot of changes, not only in defense, in each and everything. Can you just imagine a country who is now, within the last 10 years, we have uplifted 25 crore of the people out of the poverty line.
Right, sir.
Not only this, it is our
You're absolutely
achievement.
right, sir, but unfortunately, we have run out of time. But I appreciate the passion with which you have enunciated your point. And of course, these are great beginnings, great associations for India to be a part of. And of course, the word that you used, autonomy in our space program, is what we should be aiming for.
For more such videos, subscribe to the NewsX YouTube channel, hit the bell icon.